My breath hitched, fingers tightening around the worn fabric. Beneath me, you never asked. My voice, a mere whisper against the backdrop of her casual confession. Didn't want to intrude. Her words held a strange lilt, a melody that sounded rehearsed, yet carried the weight of sincerity. I shook my head, the room tilting slightly. When did this start? The question hung between us, an unwelcome guest at a party it wasn't invited to. Don't you remember? She arched an eyebrow, a playful smirk gracing her lips. All those talks late into the night, the dinners we shared, the secrets we exchanged. Her eyes, dark pools reflecting the soft lamplight, locked onto mine, holding an intensity that made my skin prickle. But it wasn't supposed to be like this. Ava had always been a fixture in our lives, a part of the landscape that shaped my marriage. To think that she had harbored feelings for my husband for me, it was a discordant note in a familiar song, jarring, unsettling. You were my best friend's wife. My words tumbled out, clumsy and accusatory. A shadow flickered across Ava's face, gone as quickly as it appeared. I am. The correction hung in the air, sharp and final. And I thought, she continued, her gaze unwavering, that maybe if I waited long enough, you wouldn't remember. Maybe then we could pretend none of this ever happened. Her words unwrapped a truth I had tried to bury. Ava had been here from the beginning, patiently waiting, biding her time. And the realization hit me with the force of a physical blow. Why me? The question escaped my lips before I could stop it. And in that moment, I hated myself for asking because I already knew the answer. Because, Ava whispered, rising from the couch to stand before me, her silhouette framed by the window, you are everything I wanted him to be. The revelation crashed over me, heavy and suffocating. Ava didn't love my husband. She loved the idea of him, the image he represented. When she looked at him, she saw potential, a canvas upon which she could paint her own desires. With me, she saw a reflection of herself, a kindred spirit, a vessel for emotions she could no longer contain. As the days passed, the chasm between us widened. The casual banter and comfortable silences that had once defined our friendship were replaced by awkward pauses and strained smiles. We had both betrayed my husband, each in our own way. I had betrayed his trust, his love, his very sense of security. Ava had betrayed his friendship, his loyalty, his belief in the sanctity of their bond. The guilt was a heavy cloak I wore every day, its weight pressing down on my chest until I could barely breathe. But beneath that guilt, a new resolve took root. I would fix this. If I couldn't offer my husband the love and devotion he deserved, then I would let him go. I would give him the chance to find happiness elsewhere, to trust again, to love again. But doing that meant confronting Ava, acknowledging the monster she had become, the monster that I too had allowed myself to become. The final showdown. I found Ava in my living room, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun. She looked up from her book as I entered, a ghost of a smile touching her lips. Can I help you? She asked, her voice deceptively sweet. I want you to leave, I stated, my voice surprisingly steady. Her smile vanished. What? Get your things and go. Are you serious? I'm being serious, I repeated, taking a step closer. You're not welcome here anymore. She stood abruptly, knocking over a nearby lamp. The shade fell to the ground, casting an ominous shadow on her face. How could you? Her voice cracked, betraying the composure she so carefully cultivated. How could I what? I challenged, meeting her gaze directly. Let me guess. She scoffed, running a hand through her hair, her facade of control slipping. You're going to tell me that you love him, that none of this ever meant anything to you. It meant something, I admitted, my voice softening. What we've had, but it doesn't mean I won't let you go. She stared at me, her eyes blazing with hurt and betrayal. Goodbye, Ava. The words were a whisper, but they held the weight of finality. She turned, her shoulders shaking with silent sobs, and walked away without another word. As the front door closed behind her, the silence that descended was deafening. I have faced the monster and banished it from my life, but in doing so, I had also shattered the fragments of my own soul.